with Joe Biden. Megan.
Yes. Hi, Joe. So there are some of us, in fact, 45% of Americans would not vote for a socialist. Hands down, would not vote, just a recent poll. And Bernie, who is doing pretty well right now, is a self-identified Democratic socialist. I don't think that message is going to work in the Midwest and swing state voters, especially the swing states that are so important like Wisconsin and Pennsylvania. What do you think?
Well, look, I think the next president now has to beat Trump. They have to bring along a Democratic Senate. And I think you look at, I went out into 24 states for 66 candidates. They're all the frontline candidates. They're in purple states and red states. We won back the House. We increased governorships. And best of my knowledge, I don't think anybody asked Bernie to come in and campaign there.
Yeah.
And so I think it matters that, in fact, you are. Look, I'm an Obama-Biden Democrat, and people know who I am. And I've had most of those frontline folks who won the first time have come and said, would you come back in and campaign for me? Would you be involved? And I think it's important that you not only are able to beat Trump, but you got to change the Senate. The Senate was disgraceful the way and look how it's freed up. This president's going to put a hold on him.
Yeah.
He goes out and he basically reduces a sentence for a guy that was testifying against his campaign.
Yeah.
I mean, he's weaponized the Department of the Judiciary. I mean, not the Attorney General's office. It's a weapon now.
Well, Susan Collins said he's learned a lesson. Do you think he did?
Yeah, he's learned a lesson. He's learned how to make it work even worse.
Do you think that the weaponizing can hurt you? Because this Burisma thing that they keep throwing around, you know, how they did Benghazi. Now they're going to do Burisma.
Well,
a lot of B's in their issues, in their bonnets.
yeah.
But, I mean, how are you going to handle that? Because it sinks in.
But look, the thing that sinks in is that every single person who testified from his administration under oath testified, I did my job, I did it thoroughly, I did it honorably, that there was nothing but leading the rest of the world along the route that we wanted to go. That's what happened in the World Bank. That's what happened in the IMF. That's what happened in our NATO allies. Not a single solitary person except that honorable guy, that thug, Rudy Giuliani, is out there. Rudy Giuliani's a character witness?
Right.
I mean, come on. And the other thing is, this, look, yeah, I really mean it. This goes way, way, way over the top. And whomever the candidate is, you see it's happening already. Now, Pete's got some traction. Well, they're going after Pete for being gay.
Right.
They're going to go after whomever it is the same way.
They play dirty.
But people know me. They know who I am. They know that I have never been accused of doing anything that was indecent, anything that was, I've not lied. I've been straight up. The bad news for me is I'm authentic. You know, I say what I mean what I say. Sometimes I say all that I mean, but that's, you know.
And you are authentic. And that is why so many people, Joe, thought that you would make a good witness at a Senate trial. You know, so I want to talk about impeachment because, you know, the impeachment stemmed from Trump using a foreign country or trying to use a foreign country to dig up information about your family. And the acquittal happened without a single new witness being called, which I think is really an impeachment of the Senate as well. But at one point, there was talk of this trade, Bolton testifying for your testimony. Many people think you should have testified because you would make a good witness.
Well,
Why didn't you?
Look, number one, no one asked me to testify, number one. Number two, they didn't even ask a foreign country to dig up dirt. They knew there was no dirt. They said, just announce you're going to have a hearing. There was, and the people in Ukraine said Biden didn't do anything wrong. So this is ridiculous. Look, this is the tactic he uses. The best thing when you're attacked, go to somebody else. Take your eye off the ball. Focus on something else. And I'll be damned if I'm going to give him that opportunity. I can hardly wait to get him on a debate stage. I can hardly wait. This is the most corrupt president we've ever had. He talks about he wants to fight corruption. Well, I tell you what, Mr. President, I released 21 years of my tax returns. Release one of yours. What do you have hiding?
Go. Let's ask you a question. Let's say you're on the debate stage with him and he does what he did to Hillary, starts hovering behind you like a big monster behind the poor woman. What are you going to do? Because a lot of people
I
say
say,
that.
come up here, Jack. Up here. Stand next. Come on, this guy is a. Oh gosh.
Let's hope that doesn't happen. Well, Joe, you were.
God, give me the grace to not say what I'm thinking.
Yes, me too.
Don't do it.
Well, you were filmed taking a selfie in an elevator in the New York Times building, and we all love this moment in Manhattan, which went viral, and we want to show everyone.
Yeah.
I love you.
Thank you.
I do. You're like my
Thank you.
favorite of my.
Thank you so much. What's your name?
Jacqueline.
You got a camera? As we get out, we'll take one, okay?
You are awesome. Oh my gosh.
Well, I keep saying that I still think you're the best candidate that actually interacts with humans, and people in the media always want to sort of choose who they like, but it only matters what people like Jacqueline think. So what do you think the media is missing?
Well, I think it's tough being in the media these days. I'm not being facetious. To be on the news side of
We
it.
know.
No, I know. But I think it's even tougher being on the reporting side. You got to get clicks. You got to get something that gets you, because the best of my knowledge, talking to an awful lot of senior reporters, past and present, you know, they're told basically you have to have a brand. It used to be that opinion writers had that.
Yeah.
But now it's news coverage. And so if you don't get something that's going to get you a click, as they say, then it's hard. So look, I don't begrudge the media. I don't have any problem. By the way, I do think that this attack on, you know, the free press being the enemy of the people, that if you notice, he's repeated it and repeated it and repeated it, and now people are going, well, I don't know, I'm not so sure.
That's the problem.
And so look,
The press can't keep up with the lies.
President's words matter. They matter, and they've got to change this guy. He's got to be out of office, period.
That's right.
So we'll be right back.